Hello, ladies, gents, and everyones. It is Thursday, August 4th, and we're here to talk about this week's space and astronomy news. Last week, Congress passed the CHIPS and Science Act of 2022, which included the NASA Authorization Act of 2022. This is actually the first time in 5 years that NASA has actually had an Authorization Act. The bill took over 2 years of negotiation to get passed and includes a massive increase in funding for science, primarily to the National Science Foundation. However, this bill is only an authorization. That means there's not actual dollars attached. Those will come in a later appropriations bill. For NASA, this bill formally authorizes the extension of ISS operations through 2030, as well as the Moon to Mars program, including the Artemis missions. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said of the bill's passage, with strong support from the Biden-Harris administration as well as this authorization, NASA will continue to advance scientific discoveries, enable sustainable aviation, and address climate change, and much more. South Korea's first ever lunar mission is scheduled to launch later today. This is a really exciting milestone for South Korea, as indicated by the official name of the mission, Danuri, which combines Korean words for enjoy and moon. You might also see it called the Korea Pathfinder Lunar Orbiter, or KPLO. The launch was scheduled to happen on Tuesday, but had to be delayed as SpaceX needed a little bit more time to complete checkups on that Falcon 9, but now the launch window is about 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, with a backup tomorrow at 7. And this launch will actually be the fourth launch of the day for US space companies. Following earlier successful launches of Rocket Lab's Electron with an NRO payload, ULA's Atlas V with a space-based infrared system satellite, and Blue Origin's New Shepard NS-22 mission. Danuri will carry 5 scientific instruments, including the first ever camera that will be used from lunar orbit to image the moon's surface in polarized light. Also, instruments to measure the moon's mysterious magnetic field. The mission is scheduled to last for 1 year, though the CAR team is not quite sure yet what that end-of-life process is going to look like. So good luck to Danuri. ESA selected the Athena mission back in 2014 as one of its 2 next big flagship programs, the other being LISA. Athena is a large space-based X-ray telescope, and the name, while not an acronym, does come from Advanced Telescope for High Energy Astrophysics. However, since 2014, the cost of Athena has ballooned from 1.17 billion euros in today dollars up to 1.9 billion euros. Partially because ESA had to actually step up and cover some costs that were originally planned to be covered by member states. While ESA still does want to move forward with Athena and the X-ray telescope, the current cost is just too much. So the answer might be a new rescope of the Athena mission, dubbed NewAthena, that can get the budget back under 1.3 billion euros. Obviously, with rescoping to be smaller, some of the scientific capability will probably be lost, but ESA is still hoping to maintain this as a flagship level program. And it's still uncertain exactly how much funding ESA is going to get for the project over the next couple years from its member states. We should know more after a November Ministerial Council meeting. So a rather uncertain future for Athena, or New Athena, at this point in time, but it still is probably going to happen in some form. LISA, by the way, is also over budget, but not as much, and as far as I know, has not been up for rescoping. Okay, I know it's not really news every single time JWST releases an image. After all, I don't tell you guys about every single image being released by Hubble. If you're curious, the latest release from Hubble was actually last Friday, and it's this image, which is absolutely gorgeous and is a compact trio of galaxies. But it has been less than a month since JWST started operation, so I'm still counting this as news. Plus, this picture is just too pretty not to share. This is the Cartwheel galaxy, which you will probably immediately notice has a rather unusual structure with this ring around the outside. This is actually the result of a high-speed intergalactic collision. The Cartwheel galaxy was previously imaged by Hubble. Gorgeous, obviously, but now with Webb's infrared capability, we can actually peer through some of this shrouding dust and get a better view. Now with Webb, we can see many more stars and pockets of star formation, and also a better look at the clumpiness of the outer regions of the galaxy. And with MIRI, the skeleton structure of dust that was visible in Hubble is now much more clear. This MIRI data was also included in that first image as the orangish-red color. Oh, and as a bonus, look at these 2 background galaxies and just how much more detailed they are now. And as always blows my mind with JWST pictures, just a casual glance at the background reveals so many more distant galaxies than we saw in Hubble. The universe is just so pretty and so interesting. And that's a good note to end on, because this is actually going to be the last news video for the indefinite future. I'll be sharing a bigger update in a vlog very soon, but I wanted to mention it here just so you're not left waiting and wondering next Thursday when there's no news video. I will leave the links down below of all the places I like to browse to keep up on the space and astronomy news so that you can do that yourself. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a good one. Bye!